Hello, my student, and for today, I want to basically talk about chemistry.
Welcome. This is Dr. Sirme YouTube channel. And one thing I can say about my channel, it is Kenyan made. What does that mean? The concept I teach here is basically very much in line with the Kenyan system of education. So the objectives I try to achieve is basically in line with the Kenyan system of education. Now, for today, we want to do something very simple. It is under the topic salt, or rather salts, covered in Form 2. So, what do we want to do about salts? We want to learn how to prepare salts. And specifically, we want to prepare insoluble salt. Something you need to appreciate when you want to prepare salts, you must be very, very conversant with the solubility of salts. So for you to choose the method, you need to know, is it a soluble salt or is it an insoluble salt? So we are going to prepare insoluble salts, and we are going to use a method called precipitation method. This precipitation method is otherwise called the double decomposition method. You're asking yourself, what is a precipitation reaction? A precipitation reaction will occur when you have two solutions, and once you mix them, you get an insoluble salt or an insoluble substance. That is what we call a precipitate. So otherwise, it is the salt that has precipitated out. Why double decomposition? Because the two solutions will decompose, and finally you get the salt that you are intending to prepare. So to start with, I'm going to prepare lead to iodide. A lead to iodide salt, that is an insoluble salt. So what exactly do I need? I need two solutions. I'm going to have one solution here that will bring in the lead to ion. This one will bring in the lead to ion. I'm going to have another solution here that will give me the iodide ions. So what do I need to do? I need a sample of the lead to nitrate. Like now I'm using lead to nitrate. So I'll have a sample here. So that is a little sample of the lead to nitrate salt. Then I will bring in a little sample of the potassium iodide. I will add potassium iodide. Good. You can see a yellow precipitate has been formed. A yellow PPT has been formed. So what do I do next? I need to do filtration because I have an insoluble solid in solution or in a mixture. So I can do a filtration. I need a filter funnel. I'm going to have a filter paper. So I'll fold the filter paper for it to fit into the filter funnel. Then I will lower it in. Once I lower that in, then I'll do filtration. I'll have the mixture here, then I do filtration. That one I'll do a filtration. One thing you will notice is that the solution that is coming out, it's very clear. So the solution that is coming out is very clear. So what reaction occurred? We need to ask ourselves what reaction occurred. When I mixed lead to nitrate with potassium iodide, I expect the double decomposition to occur. So the lead to ions will combine with the iodide to form the lead to iodide. And that is a question of interest. It's what we call the Ionic equation. On the other side, we will have potassium ions and of course the nitrate ions. If you consider the two, potassium ions and the nitrate ions. As we are starting the reaction, they are in aqueous state. And as we are ending the equation or the reaction, that is, it is still in aqueous state. So basically we call these ions the spectator ions. Why spectator? Because they did not take part in the equation or the reaction of interest. So as we write the ionic equation, we ignore the spectator ions. So the solution that I'm getting here, you can see it's a very, very clear solution. That is potassium nitrate. And of course, you know, potassium nitrate, it's a very soluble salt. It's a very soluble salt, that is. Okay. Once I have the precipitate filtered, I'm going to use a filter paper to dry the PPT. So I'm going to give it time, then I will do the drying. Well, now after the filtration has taken place, you can see my precipitate is there, and the solid that I have there is lead to iodide. Lead to iodide. So what do I need to do? I need it to dry. So what I will do, I will scoop it. I will scoop it from the filter paper. As I place it on another filter paper, I will scoop the solid and I place it in another filter paper. Remember, I can as well dry it in an oven. If I have an oven, I can dry it using an oven. I can as well dry it using the sun, under the sun. If I am in a sunny day, I can dry it. So I need to place it on a filter paper, then I fold. The filter paper will absorb the moisture, and eventually the salt that I've prepared will be very dry. This method of drying the precipitate is very applicable for salts that can easily decompose when heated. So I'm not supposed to do a direct heating. So I can even use two filter paper. I do two filter papers, and then if I can show you the solid. Maybe I'm not intending to prepare too much of it. So the solid, it's there. The solid is there. And I remember I've said I can as well do the sun drying, can dry it using an oven, etc., etc. So if I intend to prepare any other type of salts, for instance, I can prepare lead to carbonate. So I need, as I started, I need to have a sample of the lead to and nitrate, a sample of it. Then I have the sodium carbonate, and then I add. If you consider what has happened, a white precipitate has been formed. So the white precipitate is a lead to carbonate. If I want to prepare another one, I can prepare lead to sulfate. I still need the original lead to nitrate solution I started with. Then I can bring in sodium sulfate. Again, you can see a white precipitate has been formed. That is lead to sulfate, which is an insoluble salt. There are a number of insoluble salts that we can prepare using the same method. So the questions that comes after, maybe you're supposed to name some of the insoluble salts you know. You can also be asked to write Ionic questions, among other questions. Others, thank you so much for watching and even following this channel. Thank you so much.